everybody. So today's class is a chair yoga class. So we're gonna have a nice seat in our chair, and preferably if you have a chair without sides, that is ideal. That's gonna give us room to move around from side to side without any arms getting in the way. So let's find our seat. And let's sit back against the support of the chair, trying to find as tall of a spine as possible while sitting back into a little bit of comfort here. Now, if you're on a chair that is large and your feet, or maybe you're on the shorter side and your feet aren't coming all the way down to the ground, find some blocks or some books or something to help bring the ground a little bit closer to you. And we'll start our practice today like we always do, with just a moment to draw our senses in and to get ourselves prepared for our practice today. So sitting up nice and tall, leaning back a little bit and allowing the arms to rest on the body. Tuck the chin a little bit so the crown is pointing straight up, and then soften the gaze down or close the eyes. Just take a moment here to kind of notice what's going on in the body, how the breath is moving. Intention together to remain present through this practice and to really make this practice our own today. So if there's something different we want to do, if we want to take a different option or a different variation that is not offered, we feel empowered to do that. So just taking a moment to set that intention, give your internal wisdom some space to open up during this practice to guide you, along with me, of course. And we'll start to deepen the breath. And on that first intentional exhale, allow the shoulders to come down, soften any places in the body that you're holding on to. Take just a moment to honor the space between breaths, that little pause between your inhale and your exhale. And if you're not observing a pause there, try doing that on the next breath here. And I'm not encouraging you to hold the breath by any means, just observe that brief pause that naturally happens. We sometimes skip over that or breeze through it, but let's just notice it with intention. It happens. It might be a second, a half a second. Very good. Let's take 3 collective breaths together. Big, big, big inhalations with audible exhale. Let the noise out. I feel so relaxed already. 2 more just like that. Feel that breath bringing you deeper into the seat here. 1 more. Oh, so good, so good. Start to blink the eyes open here. And let's sit up nice and tall, and let's just do a nice, easy stretch. So inhale the arms up. Ooh, exhale, keep them here. Just hold this for a moment. 1 more inhale here. And exhale, bring the arms down to the lap. Relax the shoulders, roll out the neck a little bit from side to side. Now, from this comfortable seat with the back of the chair supporting us, let's scoot up just a little bit so that our booty is a little bit away from the back of the chair. Our back is supporting itself, our back is away from the chair, and our feet are rooted down firmly. So nice tall seat here. And then let's open the knees wide. We're gonna come into some forward folds here. So we wanna make some space for our body so we don't feel super scrunched up when we do that. So take the feet as wide as you need to here. Maintain the length in the spine. Shoulders are nice and relaxed here, and chin is tucked. And we'll start by reaching up again. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, fold forward. Hinge at the hips. Send the body through the knees here. Maybe the hands come to the ankles or the ground. Drop the head down. Halfway lift on the inhale so we can bring our hands to our knees. Pull that spine long. The gaze maybe comes a few feet in front of your toes. And exhale, fold down. Send the body down between the knees again. On the next inhale, we're going to come all the way up. So lift the fingertips off the ground, swoop them up. Very good. All the way up to the ceiling. Exhale, hands at heart center. We'll do that sequence one more time. Inhale, palms up. Really reaching up, lifting yourself up with the power of your arms. And on the exhale, we'll fold through, forward fold. Relax the neck and the head down. You're supported by the feet, so let the body weight kind of pull you deeper into this fold. Halfway lift on the inhale. Pull that spine long, come up halfway. Exhale, melt down, slide down. Inhale, lift all the way up. And exhale, hands at heart center. Very good. Release the hands to the tops of the thighs again. And we're going to get into the spine a little bit. So maybe bring the knees a little bit closer. This is really all based on your comfort, what feels good to you. We'll take the hands on the tops of the knees here. Sit up nice and tall. And we're just going to kind of breathe through cow-cat pose, just like we would do on hands and knees, but we're doing it seated. So a lot of the movement is isometric. You might feel like your body's not moving a lot, but you should feel the sensation through the spine and the shoulder blades. So we'll start on an inhale for seated cow pose. So planting the hands on the knees, draw the chest forward and the shoulders back. Maybe the gaze comes up, maybe the head drops back. And on the exhale, we're gonna press the shoulder blades back, spreading them apart, chin comes to chest, and really press the back of the body back towards the chair, rounding through the spine. Inhale, pull that chest forward again, cow pose. Find your rhythm here. And exhale. Find a few more at your pace. Really exaggerate the arms, exaggerate the shoulders. And let's find one more round. Come back to center here and staying situated towards the edge of the chair. Let's take the knees out nice and wide. We're gonna get into modified goddess squat or wide squat. We're sitting on the chair. So we want to bring the heels pretty much right up underneath the knees. So if they're like scooted way up far, kind of bring them in just a little bit. We want a nice solid foundation here. So knees are open wide, pull the shoulders back, chest is forward, soften the gaze here. And let's just take a few breaths here. So the intensity, I would say probably 80 to 90% of the intensity is taken out because we're sitting, but there is still some intensity to be had. So if you're tight in the hip flexors, you might feel this already just by intentionally keeping the knees open. If you don't feel a whole lot here, maybe just gently press the knees out slightly. And just with a gentle nudge, you should start to feel some of those muscles in the inner thigh start to activate. Remember, pull the shoulders back, chest comes forward, find that long spine. A few breaths here. We're not pulling, we're not forcing, we're just encouraging a gentle opening here. So if you feel some intensity, if you feel some warmth, some sensation, just breathe into it. Keep those arms strong and long and gently encouraging. Very good. On the next inhale, we want to come into a variation of this posture. So a couple options. You can bring the left hand to the top of the left thigh and just kind of lean in this way. So start to send the torso, the rib cage, the left rib cage over to the top of the left thigh, and reach the opposite arm up, or keep it on the hip or on the thigh here. Just kind of breathe into this. Another option is to extend that arm long, so kind of bring that torso down even more. Think of almost bringing the armpit to the top of the thigh, and find the same posture. So yogi's choice, wherever you want to be here. Soften the gaze. Find a position where your neck and head feel comfortable. Maybe that's looking down. One more breath. And exhale, gently start to pull yourself back to center, back to the middle. Stretch out the neck if you'd like. And we'll find this on the other side. So starting with a solid foundation from the center. Big inhale, pull those shoulders back, chest comes forward, and then find your side stretch variation wherever you want to be here. Keep the feet rooted down firmly. Notice if the right foot wants to start to lift up, press it down. The arms are extended, keep them strong. And on the next inhale, slowly come back to center, easing yourself back to center. Let's roll the neck all the way in one direction and then in the other. So soft neck, gentle movements here. Very good. Coming back to center, keeping the knees positioned where they are. Let's come back into our seated vinyasa. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, fold down. Halfway lift on the inhale. Pull that spine long. And exhale, melt down. Inhale, lift all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. We're going to get into a warrior sequence from here. So we can start on the left side. So we want the left hip and thigh to be supported by the chair. Now, depending on your body and the chair you're in, you might be able to get the opposite leg completely behind the edge of this chair. And if you can't, that's fine. We just want to find a comfortable position here where we can hold it and we feel nice and rooted. And once you have both feet positioned, let's come up nice and tall and bring the arms out and open to a T. So this is a traditional posture. It takes a lot of strength, takes a lot of stability, and with the chair involved, it's not much different. So if you're like, wow, I really feel this, you might even feel it more intensely in the front or back leg. Keep the chest open, hands are reaching in opposite directions here. One more inhale here. And on the exhale, we're gonna find extended side angle. So again, this right arm can come to the right thigh and reach up and over with the opposite arm, or maybe the hand comes to the waist, whatever feels good here. And if you want, you can bring your hand all the way down to a ground, or grabbing a block here, or to a block. So we're going to play with what works in your body today. And reach. We'll take a few more moments here. Last nice deep breath right here. And then on the next inhale, come back to warrior two here. And then we'll bring the hands down and we will switch over into the other direction. So we'll come at this with the left leg first here. Get yourself positioned, take your time, sit up nice and tall, and then bring those arms out. We want to think of getting the arms in a solid plane here. The feet, we're using a chair. The feet are not going to be in the same plane for most of us, and that's fine. We just want to feel stable and strong there. But the arms, we can reach and get them in alignment with each other. So Kind of think of opening those shoulders up and back. Chest comes forward slightly, fingertips really reach. And on the exhale, extended side angle here. Find your variation of choice. Opening up that side body, maybe stretching out the psoas a little bit, depending on your anatomy. Let everything that's supported just kind of hang there. And on the next inhale, come up for warrior two. Sitting into that front thigh a little bit more. Reach, reach, reach. And exhale, hands come down. Let's come back to center. Ooh, take your time getting back to the middle of your chair. And we will take some blocks here for this next posture. So we're going to come back into a variation on the wide squat with one leg higher so we can get a little bit deeper into the hip. So if you have your blocks, you can start with one or two, just depending on your preference. I'm going to take my 2 blocks here and I'm going to kind of stack them where my foot is going to be. Keeping the knees nice and wide here. You can bring that left foot up to the block. And if you bring it up and you need to adjust it, just adjust it. So this is going to work with anything you have around the house. Maybe some books or some sturdy boxes that you might have. So we have a little bit of elevation with the hip, and that just kind of changes the position of the hip flexor, what the hip is doing here. So we're going to sit into the squat again, coming to the edge of the chair, feeling nice and solid. Chest comes up to center, shoulders relax down. Inhale the arms up here. And exhale, we're going to kind of extend that left arm along the inner left thigh. Maybe you reach down for the foot. And we can reach up again, or you can bring your hands to the side of the body. Whatever feels good here today. But just notice by slightly elevating that left foot, you're getting a little bit deeper into the stretch. And it's starting to mimic the traditional version of this posture a little bit more. So just breathing into that sensation, noticing like the blood moving in that area. When you feel it heating up, that just means blood is coming to that area. The muscle is working. It's looking for oxygen. One more breath here. Ooh. And inhale back to center. Reach up here. Exhale, hands at heart center here. Let's take a moment. Exhale, release. We're going to bring our props to the other side. So take your stuff and place it down so that it can come right up underneath that right foot. And then we'll lift the right foot up. Keep that left knee out and open, taking a moment to sit here and to get used to that sensation. You might be tighter on one side. It's usually the case with the hips. Just like with our hands and our arms, we have a preference on what side we use. The hips can be the same way. You might notice you take a wider stride on one side than the other because one side is more open for you. So if you're feeling different, if you're feeling a certain way in this hip, or maybe it's easier for you, that is perfectly normal. So on the next inhale here, let's bring the arms up. And exhale, find your variation here. So you can relax that arm down, maybe grab for the ankle or the foot, or just rest the hand wherever it comes. Sit into the support of the seat. You are supported by your seat and your feet here, and any props that you're using. Just a few more breaths. And inhale, both arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Keep that right leg elevated, keep the legs where they are. Try to soften. Notice if you started squeezing the glute, if you picked up any tension, and just relax. Very good. We will release our foot down to the ground. Keep the knees wide. We're going to find that seated vinyasa once again. So starting in the center here, inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold through. Hands come down. Drop the head down. Relax here. Halfway lift on the inhale, hands to the knees. Take that spine long, gazes down. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, arms come forward. Hinge at the hips, come all the way up. And exhale, release the hands down to the side, and let's grab on to the back of your seat, the back of your chair. So for this, bring the knees together just a little bit. They don't have to be out super wide. So bring them to their natural position and take a nice grip on the chair behind you. And we're just gonna get into the spine a little bit more here. So take an inhale here and start to press that chest forward and kind of press into the back of the chair to help open up that heart center. Ooh, squeeze the shoulders together a little bit here. Bring everything forward, so curving the belly, the whole middle of the body towards me, creating space in the back. Maybe you drop the head back, maybe you don't. And we'll just take a few more breaths. Your feet are rooted firmly down to the ground. Pressing firmly into the arms and the hands with intention, or really grabbing on. Getting a nice stretch on the tops of the shoulders, the triceps, the biceps. One more breath. And exhale, release, soften, come back to center. And let's take a seat all the way back, just like we started. Sitting up as tall as you can. We're being comfortable, being supported. We're gonna come into some breath work for just a moment here to end our practice. And we're gonna find ratio breathing. And ratio breathing essentially is just a slow, deep inhale to a count of 4, or whatever count you're doing. So slow inhale, and we extend the exhale even longer. And that is supposed to, or said to, activate your rest and digest, that parasympathetic nervous system, that state that you're in when you're sleeping. So we can achieve that when we're awake, that restfulness, that calmness, that peacefulness. So that's what we're gonna do here. So I'm gonna count us to an inhale of 4, and then we're gonna take those 1 second brief pauses between inhale and exhalation. So it'll be like 1, 2, 3, 4, pause. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and you're exhaling on that 8 count. So we inhale to 4, we exhale to 8. I think that's pretty manageable for most people. If you're nervous, if you have anxiety, if you have breathing issues, forget my count and just breathe with intention. Try to slow that breath down and try to pull that exhale a little bit longer than the inhalation if you can. I don't want you to stress out about counting. It is not that important. I'm just a guide. So let's get right into it. So again, find that comfortable seat. You're supported. The chin is tucked slightly, so the back of the neck is nice and straight. We'll start here with an inhale to 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Allow the breath to return to normal here. And we'll take the last minute or so here for seated shavasana. So scoot yourself all the way back. Get nice and comfortable. Sit up tall, but be supported by your chair. Sit back. Hands can rest on the tops of the thighs. And we'll just take a moment here just to find our last bit of stillness for our practice. We have reached the end of our practice today. I hope that you feel nice and stretched out and energized in your body. And if you like this class or want to see more classes like this, leave me a comment down below. And I will see you next time on the mat. Thank you so much.